Right, guys, welcome to the show. Let's do this. Let's do this. What the fuck just happened? Excuse my French, but what the hell just happened to Bitcoin and crypto? Right? This is like it's unbelievable, right? What the fuck just happened? You know? So I'll activate my camera for this one because I think the reaction is going to be just awesome, right? Um, this is insane. This is insane, right? You know how I curse these bloody leverage traders, right? Bloody bunch of freak shows, right? They need to seriously stop trading, right? Because they kind of ruin it for everybody. They don't realize that when they're going to be so greedy, someone's going to monetize on them, right? And hi crypto and RA, I believe you've kind of bugged out, bro. So if you're still here, let's do this. Hey KR, what's happening, bro? Let's do this, right? So and also let me move this camera away so you can see your chat and we can sort it out. So let me move this camera away and let me make it like this for you. But I'm telling you guys, this is insanity. What we see is just pure insanity, right? None of this makes any sense, right? What the hell is going on? So we have to understand, obviously, that's not an excuse, right? We have to understand. And looking at everything, so I mean, I don't know if you guys, so some of you guys who are on my Discord server, you may have noticed something, right? So as soon as the market started doing something, I went nuts. And I said to everyone, I said, guys, I got to jump off. I got to get out of here. I got to get the hell out. And I got to go and do something right now, ASAP. And I just went ballistic, right? No joke. For me, I just literally FOMO'd in. I'm not joking. And you had a share. Oh, shave, bro. Forget the shave, bro. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? We plan to fail. That's the most important thing, right? And remember a few days ago, I was wondering, like I said, okay, this $58,000 move is going to come. And when it does, it's going to, we might get rejected and I had to hedge myself, right? So I hedged myself onto, what do you call this? Solana, right? I did that, didn't I? I did that on Solana. And also let me see if this camera is active. No, this camera is not. So let me activate this camera too, so you guys could see me. There you go. And let's move this over here. So yeah, you can see what's going on. Which is this? This is not the right one. What the hell is going on? Right, I see what's going on. This is what's going on. So let's move this over down here and let's see what's going on, right? So guys, I'm telling you, this was insanity, right? What just happened here right now. It's just ridiculous. Now, I kind of went crazy, and I just went on as many devices I could at that time as an emergency, and I jumped in because I had some liquid USDT. So I just jumped in straight up at the 43 level. I just went in and just blind. I just said buy. That's it. I just hit the buy button. I don't care. Max buy. Boom, done. There's no ifs and buts, right? I just bought. I went crazy. I went insane. That's how bullish I am, right? But more than that, I had to protect a single line, and I'll show you that single line, and you'll understand what this means. So this is the entire market cap. But we'll have a look at the entire this actual line that I'm talking about. This is the level that I had to protect, right? So I went crazy. I said, you know what, bro, I can't handle this. I have to get in. I don't care what happens. We need to control this. Yeah, we have to control this. And this is what happened. So it was just insanity, pure insanity. And this specific line here, right? This was the key. We had to hold this 200-day moving average. I mean, if we stayed below this, we are screwed. We are fucked. Excuse my language, but that's the truth, right? We would have been fucked. So I just went insane. I just said, you know, I don't care. So on my phone, I had, hey bro, on my phone, I had two applications, two exchanges that I could access from my phone. So I just jumped in straight away and I said, look, I don't care. I'm going to jump in these two exchanges ASAP and just move on from there, right? So that was that. So I did that. I bought whatever I could, you know, a little bit of BTC here, a little bit of BTC there, just bought whatever. And then I just went crazy. I logged into every single exchange I could and every single exchange that I had USDT and just bought the whole bunch of them, messaged a few of my bulls out there. I got some massive bulls out there. I'm much, one of them I couldn't get hold of. So I'm a bit, I was a bit disappointed with that one. But the rest of them, I'm telling you, that was the rest of them, they're superheroes, I'm telling you. And I think KR messaged me on Discord and I said, bro, we need $1 billion, right? And I can tell you, some of those boys, they're not your small fish. They're not your small fish, right? So money went in, right? Money went in. And I can tell you pretty much how much money went in. So it's kind of as a clue, right? So when this whole thing started dumping, remember I said something. I said, look, we got to be able to buy faster than they can dump on us, right? And we're not talking about leverage trading, by the way, guys. You know, some people think, oh, we're going to go and just long the market. No, no, no. That's what just got wrecked. Right, we're not trying to long the market, we're not trying to short the market, we're trying to basically control the on-chain, right, selling. So once the on-chain selling activates and people start panicking, we want to buy as many as possible, as fast as possible, in order to pump the market and bring it back up on-chain. We want to trigger the on-chain. So that's what happened, right? And we just went insane. So I had about 6 buys myself, so I'm quite happy with that. Now I'm kind of screwed because I don't have any liquid cash, so I screwed myself. So yeah, if there's another dip, bros, I can't buy it. I literally just screwed myself. But anything from Bitcoin, bro, anything from Bitcoin, I'm gonna do this, right? This is what I did. I literally put every last penny I had, and these were liquid cash that I was holding for the bear market, and I was like, fuck this, I ain't letting this go down. I'm going back in and I'm gonna basically kill this, right? So this is what I did. Bulls came in, some of my bulls came in, so that was I'm quite happy with this. And remember, I spoke about some of my bulls, in fact 2 of them. These are not your small fish. They had buys of more than 100 mil, right? So that's how it is, that's how big they are. So so far, when I looked at the market, I looked at the total liquidations, and I observed exactly what the total liquidation was, because it's very important for us to see what just happened in the market, right? Because I mean, this is like, you know, look at this, 4 hours, look at the total liquidation, $2.72 billion, and we needed at least a minimum $1 billion to re-enter the market and do this. And I can tell you this much, right, what we had, right? Because if you watch the recent stream, the last one I did about 2 hours ago, you would know this, right? We had $160 billion here. Currently, we have 199. We had $29 billion re-enter the market and literally gave everybody an FU candle, and especially the fools that got wrecked, right? Got wrecked. Simple as that. Right, you're fools, you're going to get wrecked because you don't have any understanding that you don't trade the market. You don't trade the market, right? They just don't understand. They have no patience. They have nothing, just pure greed, you know, pure greed. Talking about greed, right? Let's try this, fear and greed, right? Greed, fear and greed. Let's try this fear and greed index, right? This is going to basically shock everybody how greedy everybody was. Look at this. You're going to be greedy, would you expect? You're going to be greedy, what you expect. So this is what happened, right? And I talked about this, right? I said, look, how, you know, you got us basically on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday pumping, right? We're doing awesome. We're pumping on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? We've been pumping while the institutions were sleeping. And what we expect is Monday coming, they'll come dump on us, right? They're going to come and dump on us, right? And what happened? They dumped on us today. Do you know what I mean? But there's another fundamental fact today, right? And I want to show you this, right? And I'm going to try and answer some questions as well. So one of the questions that we had today is regarding, what's his name? Let me find it. Give me a second. Let me get this open, right? So this is from, let me check who it was from. This is from VisionNet.com HK, right? So he posted something, and I'm going to answer that as well. What he said basically how this looks like the May event, right? Looks like the May event. Pretty much, yes, this is pretty much the May event, but the May event happened slightly more different, right? And after a dump, we are going to expect a pump. The May event, we had an $11 billion dump, and the Bulls couldn't control it. All right, Bulls just lost the battle, right? So if you're looking at the daily, you can see how the Bulls lost the control, right? Whereas in here, you can see that this particular time, Bulls literally took control again on the first wick. So they didn't really total list. So 11 billion here, 2 point something billion here. You can see what's going on. So do I think it's similar to the May event? Very similar, very similar. But am I losing confidence, right? Because one thing you have to understand, and I love the way you put your fibs and everything. This is brilliant, right? Because this makes total sense, right? When you look at this, right? You can see how we basically came down to the fib levels and we just smashed through. Even on this one, we just smashed through, right? But I think I'm going to give it a little bit more chance and see what happens, right? Because remember, trend is your friend until the end. And so far, the trend is still solid. Do you know, this one happened on a downward trend. You've got the trend as well. You've got that trend here. You can see this started moving on a downward trend. This one is still on a positive trend, right? And the way you see this is if you look at where we are right now, you can follow this on the Fibonacci as well. You can see that trend line. It bounced exactly on that trend line, right? So if we move back into the trend lines, you can actually see this kind of stuff. And there was one other person who, what was it? Oh, I can't see that anyway. So that's fine. Yeah, let's move back into the thing. So let's go into the charts and actually talk about this, right? So what we see, right? So ultimately, you know, the trend is your friend. This is what we're talking about, right? So one of the things you can see here, right, is we have this greater trend line, and I want to bring this greater trend line just to kind of show you, because it's not drawn here, but it's really important to actually see this greater trend line, right? And it doesn't matter how you do it. So you can see this particular level here. We broke this greater trend line, right? That's what we broke. And ultimately we came down, right? And so far, if we did expect something to go down, and we can expect it from this particular level down here, right, this would be the 1618 level, pretty much bang on. I mean, it just respected everything. The Fibonacci was respected, so I'm not really fussed about that. And also, if you do want to see a different time zone, if you want to see the 618 level, then this is the 618 level, right? You know, here, this is the last point of support, and you can see we did have a nice little support here, and the 618 is confirming this as well. So far, we seem to be okay. You know, I was more concerned that if we break this line and go below, then we've lost it. We've lost the battle. All right. Also, guys, I want to just quickly confirm something, right, and get rid of this greater trend line that I just drew here. Let's get rid of this greater trend line, because I want to show you something that's going to make sense to you, right? See this chart here? You can go back a few weeks back, and you can see this chart, right? And you can see this drawing. Few weeks back, it's on the videos, we talked about this. We said, look, when we break out of this particular zone, we're going to see a pump that's going to take us up to this level here. So we talked about it when we were down here. This was our bull flag range. You can see this was a bull flag range. You see this bull flag range, right? We talked about this, right? And we said it can take us up to this level here, and we did that, right? And right now, as you can see, we got rejected, right? Which is absolutely fine. It's not an issue, right? Rejections are all part of the game. So this is what happened here. But if you look carefully, and I'll activate the line chart for you, so you can actually double check this, right? So if we look at this particular area, look where we found the support on the trend line. So the trend is your friend. You see what I mean? The trend is your absolute friend. You'll never miss on that one. So far everything's been awesome. And you know, like on my Fibonacci's, I don't activate the trend line, but if I did activate it, you can actually see it, and I'll show you what I mean, right? So if I was to activate a trend line and use this, so give me a second, let me just do this, right? If I was to activate this and go into this and activate the trend line, right, that's the trend line, and you can see, right, how basically the trend is your friend, and as long as we're above the trend, we're still fine. I've got no issues with this at all, right? So that's what's happened. But yeah, I mean, insane when you see something like this move. You know, so I just had to bring this chart back up again just to kind of show you, so you do know that we did have this range here, and this range, remember, anytime we have a top range or we do a speculative run, right, we knew at that point that we are going to get a nice little rejection or some sort of a correction at that point. Also, the main thing today, oh yes, I remember why I got Discord out. My god, I forgot. Let me show you. So this was a picture that I wanted to make viral, so I did share it with everyone, which actually Bobby shared with us, which is an awesome picture, and that will make all the sense to everybody here. Look at this. This is the picture. So this is the day to remember. Now what I'm thinking is, either it was a you know, a proper genuine liquidation event, house always wins, you know, people with they have a gambling disorder, so these leverage traders keep on going and losing money. It's a chain of event that always happens. Like, it's a continuation. This is part of their life now, because they've got the gambling disorder. They need, by the way, guys, if you're in UK, NHS will support you on that one, so go and see some NHS, right? if you have zero control over your gambling habits, go and check out NHS, right? But other than that, this is the day to remember. This is the day to remember. So what I'm thinking is, somebody's been banking on this. Somebody's come along, probably some institution, probably even the governments. You never know. You know, these hypocrites, they probably own some, right? All the banks, probably all the institutions came together. Well, I wouldn't say all of them, obviously not the bullish ones, but the others, I think they monetized them. They said, you know what, El Salvador, you want to make this the official date? Because remember yesterday, I don't know how many of you checked it as well, yesterday El Salvador bought another 200 Bitcoin, so officially they own 400 Bitcoin. I mean, it's not much, but you know, good luck to them. They're a small country with 6 million people, right? So, you know, if they own 400 Bitcoin, it's awesome. So they bought that as a country. They bought that yesterday, and they all buying it in regards to this, right? So this is the official Bitcoin day. And how big is this? This is a big event for us, right? Because globally now, anywhere you accept USDT or any El Salvadorian money, you have to accept Bitcoin. Do you know what I mean? This is becoming a statement. This is now going to be officially a legal tender of the world. legal tender of the world. Does that make any sense to you? You were going to be able to use this anywhere El Salvador money is accepted, and technically that is USDT because that's their main currency. So it's a big day. So I'm thinking somebody's come along and said, you know what, we're gonna teach you a lesson. I think this was the whole reason why the market was dumped, and it could be a massive manipulation, tinfoil hat on. This is a conspiracy, but I think that's what it was. But ultimately, either ways, guys, this was not something I was prepared for, right? I'll be honest with you. This was not something I was prepared for. The whole time, every single time, I've been talking to everybody. Even when I prepped my Solana, right? I wasn't preparing for this nonsense here right now. What just happened here today, right? I was preparing for expecting a dump around this. But then again, you know what the market does? You get something that you're not expecting. So I was expecting this type of a candle on the top here. That's why I was preparing with my Solana. But then again, I have to tell you guys, and I have to show you as well. My God, was it a good bet? My God, was it a good bet? The whole market dumps. Entire market goes bloody. We went as low as 13% on BTC, and I think I forgot how low it was on Ethereum. We went very, very low. But what did Solana do? Absolutely fuck all. It got affected a little bit, but nope. It said, you know what? Fuck you. I'm still going up. That's I don't know what to say to you guys. I have no idea what to say to you guys. I mean, listen, this is just insanity, right? Everything. Look at the shit coins I was talking about. How whenever BTC takes a little bit of a dump, right, or takes a bit of a nap, how they bloody shit themselves. This is what happens. Look, every one of them shit themselves, right? Every one of them, 17-18% shit, right? Complete dump, right? You name it, whatever coin you're gonna bring, right? Everything just dump. They fall harder. They fall harder, right? It doesn't matter which coin you pick here, they will fall harder. I mean, we talked about Elron looking solid, right? We're looking at a $204, I believe, right? And we are gonna get there. Don't get me wrong, we are gonna get there. But what I'm trying to say is, why bet on something that is going to basically take down more? So when it goes up, of course it pumps harder. So if BTC pumps 10%, they bump 20%, they pump 100%, no problem, right? But when it takes a dump, are you prepared for that? That's the key, right? And this is what happens here. You know what I mean? It's just insanity, right? When we look at all of this, I mean, some of these coins, as you can see, like Shiba 20% dump, AMP 11%, everything pretty much, right, around those level. And this one's for UKR, this one's for UKR, this one I want to give this to you, right? So you'll understand now. It makes perfect sense to you. Remember why I bought it and then I dumped it. I bought it, I made my money, and then I dumped it. Look at this, right? This is what I dumped a few days ago. I dumped this, and look where we are now, 36 cents, right? So you see what I'm trying to say? Hey Matt, how you doing, bro? How you doing? Fun morning, absolutely, bro. It's insanity, right? I just did my live stream just a little while ago, and then now obviously we're doing another one here. I'm actually at work, so if I do get disturbed or something, so don't worry about it. I'll just carry on. I'll still carry on with the stream as long as you guys are here. But just wanted to make a point here. So remember the other day, because I know KR was very bullish on this, and I kind of tried to stop him. It's not none of my business, obviously. I'm not a financial advisor, but I did try and explain to him. I said, bro, we've done our pump, we've made our margins, I think we did like 30 something percent, right? We did. So I'm out. And then I hedged every last penny of this into Solana, and as you can see, Solana just paid off, right? So this is today, the dump, it couldn't handle it. This is what happened, and then you see Sol, and it just basically just, makes complete sense. You know what I mean? Look at this. Beautiful, right? Beautiful fun day, right? But yeah, I mean, my God, it was the best gamble I did. And I told you how I observed the market, and I noticed this. This was happening non-stop. On your band you showed me yesterday. Which band, bro? Talk to me. Which band? Because I've got quite a few. Talk to me. On this band? Because I've got loads. I mean, I do this. What I do with my charts, I never change my charts. And whenever I do update it with this stream. So everybody here has a copy of this, right? I don't change it often. I don't draw new lines or anything. I always have a fundamental. We say that we don't change the target unless we break that target. So currently, for example, our target is the $58,800. Until we break this target, we're not going to go above, right? That's what it is. Currently, our low point is this trend line here. As you can see, let me try and see if I can make it larger for you. This is our major downward trend line. So let me make it larger just so you understand. So this is our major downward trend line. If we come back to this, then we change it. Other than that, we don't change this, right? So tell me which band we're talking about, and then we basically go into this, right? What was it that I was actually showing to you? The one you were showing the previous bull runs. Oh, yes, yes. No worries. That one. No worries, bro. I'll show you this one. No worries. So for that one, we just have to go to, so this is Coinbase. Let's just go to the index chart. BTC USD, and all I need is my index chart, because that one index chart is a live update chart. Actually, that was the one, right? It's a live update chart, and it does have all the data points on there. So if we get rid of this, and if we just I'll use this one, because this is my default one that I use for my personal use. So I'll just use this one, and we can get rid of all the drawings. In fact, I'll delete it. That's not an issue. Because one thing I do is I don't save my charts, so because of that I can actually do this kind of stuff, right? So let's do this, right? So this is the band you're looking at. This is the logarithmic curve band, right? And so far we're okay, right? One of the most important thing you have to understand, right, when we look at the bands, right, there's one thing you have to always observe. Give me a sec. One thing that is very important to observe, and this is a key to understanding where the market lows or anything could be, like a prediction, right? So if we look at this particular level, you can see that, you know, these are the tops, market tops, right? These are the market tops. You can see all of this, right? These are the market tops. Let me get rid of that level here, because this was our support level, so I don't need that. Let me change this right now, because I did do a drawing here. Let me get rid of this for now, and let's put another band here, right? So we just put another one here. And what you can see, if you observe carefully, the 2017 high would be, or actually we would be slightly more. Currently, we're looking at this particular level here. So if we did come down, we would have a 21,785 at the end of the market. So I'm talking about the end of the market. But so far, the band is okay, because one of the things you have to also understand is where we are currently, right? So this is on a weekly, and I'll show you more on a weekly because it will make more sense to you. Let me get rid of all of this. And remember, I was talking about leading indicators. So you can see how basically the stochastic blue line is leading now, which is pointing down, means it's going to come down. And we were talking about this for a few weeks now. Actually on this channel we were saying how, look guys, weekly we are high, we are going to see a correction. However, it can go sideways for a little while, but as long as the blue line stays above the red line, we're safe. If the blue line goes down, we're screwed. And this is what's happened here right now. But ultimately this can easily change. I'm not fussed about this. I'm not going to observe this on a thing, because the bullish news is this. This is the bullish news here, right? So the ultimate bullish news is this particular level on the monthly. You can see how the stochastic RSI blue line is leading on the monthly. That's the key. So we do know we're still in a bull market right now. All right. I'm not going to be concerned too much. I'm not going to go all bearish on it right now. All right. So that's that. And if we go to the weekly, what we want to do is we want to activate the HMA, right, which is the whole moving average, HMA. And this is my custom setting. Those of you who actually observe the channel, who watch it regularly, you know I've talked about this. So this is the HMA, right? This is the HMA, nothing more, right? Just the HMA. And what you're seeing is, I knew, and I told you guys as well, I said, look, we're not going to just, you know, have this break above, right? Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see. So let's just, you know, tidy this up and see what's going on, right? So you can see that last week we closed fantastic. You know, this week we almost peaked above, but it's not going to be easy getting above this line. It's never been easy, right? If you look back in history, you can see that whenever we, you know, try to get back into these levels, we always see a rejection candle. You know what I mean? So you have to really, really observe and understand this. It's like, okay, is history repeating itself? Absolutely, every single time. And in history, you can see every time we come to this band, we battle with the band. Even these two candles are battle candles. This candle as well. So you got 4 weeks, right, of constant battle to get up above this this weekly HMA, right, HMA ribbon, right? That's where we're struggling. Once we break out of that and we separate ourselves completely, that's when we stay above. You see what I mean? So it does it over and over again. It doesn't matter. Look, every time it does it over and over again. Right, this is the facts that we have to look at. Whenever we're coming out of it, it's not as simple as people think it is. It's not overnight. You know, it can take a few weeks, but so far, because we're still so close to this HMA, I'm okay. I'm bullish. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be concerned about this, right? I am actually absolutely bullish right now, because I know that ultimately this has the opportunity to still go up. Do you know what I mean? Also, if we get the moving average, and if we get a 200-day, let me get a 200-day. Let me just get a 200-day just to kind of show you where we are. It will make total sense to you. I need to default some of these, by the way, but then again, I'm not that fussed, so it doesn't matter, right? Let's just do this, right? So this is the 200 week. No, I don't want the 200 week. Sorry, I want the 50 week. My bad, because we're in the weekly, so we've got to see a 50-week moving average, right? So that's what we're looking at. Remember I told you how you can use, sorry, my bad. Remember I told you how you can use the 50-week moving average and the 50-day as well. You can use the same indicator to calculate both things. So this is where we are right now. Also, let me make it larger for you so you'll all understand, right? And let's change the color to a red, fancy red, because we're on a red candle today. But that's what we got. So you see this level here. Remember I told you, as long as we can stay above this, we're fine. All right, so this is on a longer macro level, right? We're fine. This is the level of support we need. Unfortunately, that support is at $37,000. So that's a bit freaky. Of course, it is a bit freaky, right? But today was that day where, as I said, you know, when we come back to this, not this one here. Actually, let me just bring it here. BTC USD and the Coinbase one, right? This chart here, right? This was the level we had to protect, guys. This was the level, and so far we're doing awesome. If you actually now zoom into this, and you can see on the hourly, and that's why when we were on Discord, I said 6 o'clock, right? I said 6 o'clock. Let me come on. Until then, we're going to be screwed, because what we needed to do, first of all, myself, I needed to speak to some of my clients, talk to them, and tell them, guys, remember that zone we were talking about? You know, and I mentioned Ifty on the Discord as well. He was talking about a $42,000 level crypto months ago, when we were around the $42,000 level, like weeks ago, sorry. And I said, we're going to come back. It's not off the books, right? We talked about it. And you can see how basically we came back, respected it there. As I said, I just went insane. I just said, buy whatever. I don't care what price it is. I just need to buy. And so did the other bulls as well. They came in and bought it. And you can see everybody's bullish. This is pure money on chain, right? And here you go. We're talking 6 o'clock, and we just opened another fresh candle. You know, so this is where it kind of goes back to Vision Vision Tech, I believe it was, right? Let me just double check his name. Sorry guys, I'm not really great with names, especially custom names. That's why my names are similar. Sorry, simple, but it's like SD Crypto, simple. The Mad King, simple. You know, because my actual original account name is the Mad King, by the way. I just recently changed all of this to SD Crypto to kind of match everything, right? So yeah, Vision Netcom, right? So I'll just call you Vision. It's easier, right? I'll call you Vision. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. I don't think we're going to be having this particular situation here. You know, yes, it was a liquidation event, but it wasn't an $11 billion liquidation event. This was an $11 billion liquidation event. Do you know what I mean? This is when market was too parabolic. It went too high, too quick, and we were expecting something like this. But we did get a rebound, and I actually sold down here, and I picked it up down here. So that was okay. But this particular time, I didn't care. I just went in. I said, no, it's not going to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to happen, because ultimately we have a lot on stake right now, and we cannot accept basically the market to just dump on us and just go away. No. It doesn't work like that, right? We're prepared for the $58,000 level. So until we go to that $58,000 level, we're not going to basically give up. Do you know what I mean, right? This is the target where we're going to expect a candle like this, and that's where basically we either make it or break it. Do you know what I mean? And I've mentioned to many people so far as well, I've mentioned constantly, I said, look guys, when we get one single candle, right, going above, confirming, and then doing this rebound, I'm going to open a trade here, right? Because that's going to give me the confirmation that basically we're going up. So I'm not playing against the market. Right now, I'm not playing at all. I'm just standing on the sideline. I'm just me being here. I'm just sitting on this empty blank space and saying, well, I'm not doing anything. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be bullish. I'm not going to be bearish. But today I had to. So call it stupid. But I literally emptied all my USDT, had to jump in. You know what I mean? It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. And you know me, I don't FOMO into stuff, right? So even BTC, I wouldn't FOMO. But this, the trend is still your friend. Do you know what I mean? The trend is still your friend. Also, if you look at this, right? So we're looking at a weekly trend line. So let's look at a weekly trend line. And this, you're going to love this, right? What you're going to see, you're going to love this, right? And you'll understand why sometimes, you know, it, well, me myself, I'm extra bullish, right? The hell is going on here? I just want a little chart, mate. That's all I want. Right, so this is what we're looking at, right? So let's just use this level here. This is going to be our weekly trend line. So we're using this as our weekly trend line, and look at what you see. A magic line on the chart that confirms that. Hold on, let me just put this here. Let me adjust this, right? So this is the magic line, right? This is the magic line that we have. And so far, you can see how it shows us that that weekly trend is also saying that this 50-week moving average is the line that we need to be holding. Do you know what I mean? This is the level we need to be holding. Whatever happens, we can't go below this, right? And this is when you see it without the noise. Right, so I hope this kind of makes sense. It's very important that we don't go down anymore. Because if I did, then do you know what? I was going to hold USDT anyway. I'm just going to be sitting on it, sitting on it for a very long time. And then on top of that, I want to show you one other thing, guys. So this is obviously the case, but remember what I've said, what I've talked about many times here. You know, when I'm looking at it, obviously I'm thinking on, actually, this is a bad one. Let me get the other one. The other one's good because the other one lines do extend. So let's get that. Oh, not financial, sorry. On the other one, the lines do extend, so it's actually a lot more nicer to see. So this one here, this Quantfidelic one, yeah. So the lines do extend, which I do like because it does give you a nice little extension. But remember, guys, this line is not absolute. This means this line doesn't have to follow this pattern. It can easily go like that, or it can easily come down like that, right? There's no absolute saying that this is what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So remember this when you are looking at this, right? But it's a rough indicator, which is awesome, right? So me being stupid and going all in right now, which I shouldn't have done, right? And you know, I don't regret it. It's BTC after all. It doesn't matter. And technically, you won't believe this. I'm not even joking, right? So, you know, per coin, I'm already 4K up. So did I do bad? No, I can easily cash out now. And I'm okay. Do you know what I mean? I can easily cash out now and I'm still okay. I've just made 4K per coin. So I'm happy, right? Easily done. But worst case scenario, if I have to hodl for a bit, oh my days, I'm screwed, I got hodl. Well, I'm just looking at this level here and I'm saying, well, where am I going to be if I bought it at this price here? Where am I going to be on 19th of September, year to date, 2020? Well, I'm going to be down here, right? So as long as I'm up back at my same level again, it's fine. So it might come down and go all the way down to here and then hover around here. But as long as my you know, year to date is actually back here, I'm still okay. You know what I mean? So this is just me being extra bullish. This is how I kind of act sometimes, but it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? So awesome stuff. I wouldn't be fussed too much about any of this, basically. Actually, I'm not really fussed at all, to be honest. You know, here we can see the Fibonacci is telling us that $39,000 level is a key level that we must respect. And funnily, you will notice this on, not this chart. Let me open another chart for you. Hold on, give me a second. Let's open this chart. Is it this chart? No, I hate it when I do this. Sorry, guys. I want to show you this, right? So you see this line here, and you can see that funnily our 39 level. So if we were to come down right now, this level was already marked here. This is part of the trend line. So, you know, any drawing you see here, it's not, if you go back to the channel, guys, and you watch any of the previous video, you'll see when I drew this, you'll see what we did, you'll see the trend line, and you see how we talk about what the price levels would be, right? So if we did dump down any further, this particular, and this is on a weekly, right? You can see that 38,000 or $38,000 currently is flashing there, right? So there's no harm. We could easily see that, but then that gives us more momentum to move back up next time, right? Unfortunately, we are going to lose a lot of capital. We are going to lose a lot of volume in the market. That means the entire market, global market cap. And then we need to put that money back in. So we're talking hundreds of billions of dollars pump back in again. But so far, all I'm looking at, and I'm looking at this, look at this, 160 earlier stream. Today, as soon as we opened, we were at 199, and we can see we're at 199. Now we're at 211. Another $12 billion. We can see the volume percentage also changing. We can see that BTC had another $20 billion pumped in it, right? You can see that. We can see that we had what was this, $11 billion pumped into this. Guys, this is how we like the market, bro. You know, a few days ago, so I know you're probably new today. By the way, sorry, JB's, right? Jay, did you subscribe to the channel today? Because if you did, if you actually discovered me today on the earlier stream, because I saw you, right? You may have not noticed this, but 2-3 days ago, I was actually talking to everyone how I'm actually dumping a whole bunch of my altcoins that I've made money, and I'm jumping into Solana as a hedge for the 58K dump. Do you know what I mean? So I'm preparing, right, way ahead of time. I'm preparing for us to come into these zones, right, this $58,000 zone, and have a nice little pullback, right? I was preparing for that. This, bro, I was not expecting. The only thing I did expect, so I'm talking about the size of the dump. I was expecting some retaliation around this yellow line. Absolutely fine, right? Yes, all right, cool, 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 cool. But if you, I mean, a few videos ago, we talked about it. We actually talked about it live. I actually made an announcement. I said I sold all my, I dumped all my altcoins and I've just jumped into Solana as a hedge, right? I was talking about it. It just made logical sense to me. So I did that. But I wasn't expecting this big of a dump, right? And when I'm talking about this big of a dump, a 13% dump, right? Almost close to $53,000 and then dumping all the way down to this 42,900, 43,000. I'm telling you. It just doesn't. That worked well for you. What worked well for you, bro? So yeah. So this is what's going on, right? So ultimately, listen. This is what it is. This is what it is. And I remember I talked about today earlier stream as well. I spoke about something. I said, look, while BTC was pumping past few days, so we're going to follow. Let's do a daily and let's follow this from the. So let's say from the 3rd, right? So we can see these 4 candles. Let's say from the 3rd of September. Let's go back to BTC and let's follow it from the 3rd of September. That's all we want to do, right? So from the 3rd of September here, you can see BTC is pumping, pump, 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 pump. That's what we saw, right? So let's use this. And remember, I say use Ethereum as an indicator. Well, what did Ethereum do? Nothing, 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 nothing. You see what I mean? So when Ethereum did nothing, why was BTC doing something? You see what I mean? It was the money coming into BTC only. No, whenever market moves, you can equally see BTC and Ethereum always have the similar amount of volume based on what their total market cap is, and their usual, the dominance usually stays the same. So they're always, like Ethereum's always 50% of BTC, right? And this is a current trend we've noticed. So when we see this pattern forming and we see the BTC's pumping, but Ethereum didn't, we can say, okay, guys, be careful because Ethereum hasn't made that same move. Ethereum should be also moving as a confirmation that BTC is pumping. So we were talking about this and it was saying, look, it didn't move. So if Ethereum is not bullish, then all of this was just a fake out. All of this was just a fake out. And this is where we're going. But do you know what? Oh, today, 7th of September, the day we make history, the day we make history. Was the day that the entire global world, I bet it's the IMF, by the way. I bet it was the World Bank. I bet you it was the World Bank. This is a conspiracy level thingy, right? I bet it was the World Bank who decided to dump it on El Salvador today. But you know what? I'm going to show my support on El Salvador today. I'm going to show my support. So I've still got a little bit more dough left, right? And I want to tell you what that dough means, right? So I've got a little bit more powder, dry powder, a little bit more powder left, right? I did save some for one specific reason, right, guys? One specific reason. So I am going to end the stream around that time because I need to jump on the exchange. So just if you look carefully here, you can see, you know, what time. Right, so this is when we're going to be doing the pump, right? Each country does it at this specific time, and London is at 7 p.m. Remember this. So I'm going to basically have a buy order exactly on the dot at 7 p.m. to trigger that on chain for support, right? And we're not talking about $30 or something like this. We're going to go in there and we're going to really pump it for them, right? I'm telling you. The hedge on ETH with buy Sol a week or two back. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. This is the case. Like, so this is what's going to happen today at 7 p.m. I'm going insane. I've got one more account with some USDT in it. Not much, just enough. But, you know, enough to pick up some, right? I have to do this because you got to support the cause, man. You got to support the cause, right? This is an official day. You know, it's like we have the Bitcoin pizza day. Well, this is going to be the Bitcoin official tender day, right? We're going to call it the Bitcoin legal tender day, right? That's what we're going to call it. And we're going to celebrate this years down the line. We're going to celebrate this. We're going to say the first cryptocurrency to be a legal, part of the monetary system, right? You know, be a country's legal money. We're going to celebrate this years down the line. I'm telling you, we're going to celebrate this. Every year we're going to celebrate this. This is coming. So, wow. Powerful, guys. This was just insanity, absolute insanity, right? What I saw here, my God, it was a shaker, but it's been, you know what? I've never done well, not never. I have once before. I'm going to tell you something. I want to tell you a secret, right? So all of you guys could see what I'm talking about, right? So I'm going to tell you a little secret about what I did once upon a time. And it's going to be a little bit of a story, and you're going to love this story, right? Sorry, BTC USD. You're going to love this story. Those of you guys who've watched this channel from day one know about this. Those of you guys who've watched every last bit of my videos, you know about this. Those of you who watch the video about how I've got to where I've got to, you're gonna love this. You already know this. You already know this. I mentioned this on one of my streams back in the days, and it was just awesome. So here's a fun fact for all of you. The only other time in my entire life that I FOMO'd into BTC was here in 2015. The only other time I actually FOMO'd into BTC, all in. And funnily, I think I mentioned it in today's video. I went all in. Where are you from, mate? I'm from near Birmingham. Awesome. I'm from London, bro. I don't drink. I'm not an alcohol guy. I do have a massive bar there with every single expensive drink out there. But no, I don't drink. But I'll definitely, you can have a pint and I'll have a coffee. How about this? I love my coffee. I love my coffee all the time. So definitely we'll catch up. We'll do some coffee and move on from there. Basically, that's not an issue. But yeah, I'm in Watford. I've got a restaurant. This is my restaurant. It's a bit quiet right now, which is okay. But yeah, only for a short time. This one's on sale as well, and this is the one I was talking about when I bought when I sold my XRP and this and that, right? I bought a restaurant, right? So this is what it is. So I'm here right now. It's on sale at the present moment. So when I get some cash, going back into BTC or something else, but then moving forward, right? That's what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, anytime, bro. Anytime. This is where I am. Happy to meet up people and XYZ. That's not an issue. But I'm telling you, this is it. You know what I mean? This is it. But the last time, as I said, the last time I've ever done this was in 2015. Went all in, well, insane, FOMO'd into BTC. FOMO'd into BTC after seeing it go from like this $200 level to like almost close to $500-600 level. I know it was $400 level. Sorry, it was from here to here, and this is where I FOMO'd in. This is where I last time in my entire life I FOMO'd in, and I never thought I was going to do it again. I never thought I was going to do it again, because every other time it was strategical. This one was lucky, so I exited here in November. This was lucky, right? And I managed to pick it up again, right, at the bottom of the market. Again, this was all luck, right? Because this was just me basically saying, okay, I've made enough significant gains. I can buy some and just hold on. It doesn't matter how low it goes. It doesn't matter how high it goes. And I'm sure I'll be all right. So this was me just playing logically, doing the trader thing that I do, right? But here I did FOMO. I FOMO'd. I sold my business. I sold everything, every last penny I had. Do you know what I mean? Every last penny I had. I was sleeping in a cot. That's how bad it was, right? I had a fallout with my missus because she's like, what the hell's wrong with you? You can't take your kids. And my children were young that time. And she was like, you just took the family's money, everything, right? And you've just decided to put it all into the thing. How could you do this? You can't go crazy. And she, at that time, she used to think that crypto, like BTC, was a big scam. Right? And she was like, how could you do all of this? You can't do things like this, right? You just messed up the family's money, savings, everything. You put everything in there. Do you know what I mean? So, how can you do this? You're wrecking everyone. This is what she said to me around this time. And I was like, oh, sorry, I can't be bothered. I'm going to do my thing. I believe in it. I know what it's going to do. Because what I was trying to explain to her was, look, I was like, darling, listen, I could have bought it here and sat on it, and I would have had hundreds of thousands of dollars, from if I bought it, but I didn't. So that was me being stupid, but I observed, but I then learned as well. And I said, this is what it does. So if this is what it does, then I know it's going to do it again. And I had full belief and trust in it. And remember, it was the only coin I owned, only coin. There was not a single other crypto at that time. And that's where all my belief came in, right? So I just went in. I said, right, that's a sod it. I'm going to put every last penny in there and move up with it. Do you know what I mean? And then I got lucky in November, as I said, right? So that was that. And this is the second time in my entire crypto history, right? I did this. I FOMO'd in today. So this is just insanity, right? But you know what? Sod it. We've got this the golden cross coming, positive market. Yeah, RSI is down. We talked about it today. How RSI is also down. Do you know what? Doesn't matter. It's fine. This RSI could easily flip, right? So I'm not that fast, as you can see here. Like for example, it went down, flipped. It went down, it flipped. We can easily flip back up again. Doesn't make any difference, but yeah, I'm still betting that 58k, right? We're gonna touch it. We're gonna. I don't know why. I still think we're gonna touch it. And talking about like what Vision X said, right? And I think I'll explain to you what that means, right? This is what I'm looking at. This So you see how we came up once and then we came here and we couldn't break above this previous high. This is what I'm looking at. I'm thinking this is what this is playing, and it does this quite over and over again. Actually, in time, it constantly does this. You know, and the time is not defined, so it's not 100% right, but it does this where we create these slightly lower high, and the next time we attempt it, we attempt to break this lower high, the previous lower high, and we fail. And that's when we get rejected. So this is what I'm assuming that we're going to go. This was just too early. This was just because the market, you got to look at it. Institutions are not stopping. The news is not stopping. All of these announcements are not stopping. So why? I mean, today, 2 hours ago, Phantom announced that they're going to be giving access to 500 banks around the world. 500 banks around the world to interact with the Phantom protocol. Right, and I kind of hinted it, and I forgot to mention this as well, right? Why I kind of hinted I bought Phantom as well, and I don't know why, out of conversation, I just completely forgot. This was the reason, and this was, I mentioned this before the Phantom announced it themselves. Before Phantom announced it onto Twitter, I announced it. That, well, I was going to announce it, basically. That's what Phantom's doing. Phantom's, yes, bro, I'm telling you, went all in, bro, went all in. I did the same thing, you know, when I bought Ethereum back in 2019. I had some spare cash, and I literally put the whole lot in. I didn't care. That's what you do, right? You don't go in, you don't play half, you know, you don't play half-heartedly. You know, you either believe in it, right, or you don't. That's the argument, right? You either believe in this thing or you don't, right? If you're going to go in, you go in. If you're going to trade, you're prepared to lose it. That's the rule, right? So whenever I trade, I have a rule. My rule is very simple. The moment I press that button, I've lost it. Right, so I lost all of it, or I've lost none of it. I made a lot of money either way, right? But the rule is very simple. I'm only going to invest what I can afford to lose, number one. Number two, the moment I pressed it, I've lost it. Do you know what I mean? And that keeps me calm, right? And that's how I do it. That's balls deep, right? You just do it. I mean, what I did in BTC was a different story. Like even today, literally went all in. Literally went all in, right? I was literally about to buy a car. Now I can't even buy a car. I was about to buy a car, so I'm looking at a car. I was going to buy a car next month. Now, I'm not joking, I'm broke. Well, I will be broke after 7 p.m. I will be broke after 7 p.m. So I'm just gonna, say this, right? So before 7 p.m., guys, if there's a car, if I buy a car, then I won't buy the El Salvador. But I'm not joking. I'm joking, guys. I will definitely pick up the El Salvador. I have to support them. I have to support them. I'm telling you. So screw the car. I'll buy another car another day, right? Because the point is, end of the day, the way I look at it, do I really need a car? No. If I have to, I'll buy a banger or something. I don't care. I'll go and buy a car and a credit card. Do you know what I mean? But you got to support the cause. It's history being made, and we're all going to make this history together. That's the case, right? Car can wait. Doesn't matter. Car can wait. So yeah. Wow. Guys, is there any other coins you want to talk about? There's no point talking about coins because everything dumped, right? Everything dumped. Everything dumped. My God, everything dumped. Well, my God. All right, let's have a look at. I just want to, what? This is going to be as a joke, right? So we know it was 3 hours ago, right? So was it a 3 hour candle? 1, 2. So it was 3 hours ago, right? Or 4 hours ago, we actually had the dump, right? So 4 hours ago, we had this dump, right? And oh yeah, I've got the wrong. I'm using the bloody. I hate this. Let me get rid of this. What is it? Let's get rid of this as well, right? So yeah, about 3 hours ago, basically, 3-4 hours ago, we had this dump, right? And Solana dumped severely, right? So how much did Solana dump, right? Let's have a look, right? So let's just look at this one candle. So the total dump, sorry, my bad, not this one. Dump was up to here. The total dump 13, just as the same as the market, right? Everything. So that's what happened. And the recovery, I mean, it's just been insane, right? So how fast did it recover? I mean, within 4 hours, it just basically came back. And I think it might just continue. And you can see it's so bullish, it will just continue, right? It might even give it a nice little fuck you candle, which is coming, So excuse my language, but Do you know what? That's what's going to happen. I think it's just going to. I mean, this was. Look at this. This was a perfect middle finger. Happy days to you, right? Just moved up. So I'm expecting another one. You can see. Look how bullish this is. Look how bullish this momentum is. Look how that wick. Remember, the wick tells you the story. The wick tells you the story. So this is awesome. Right, Jay. Let's have a look at what you're saying, bro. Stock Guru said to take all money off crypto earlier, and I was thinking I need to listen to him. As of that time, about 5 months ago, when I was in my condo in Thailand and listening to a video he released when the crash was happening, it was $2,700 when he said, take your money out. Oh, you mean previously? So this is history. I didn't listen to him, had no close access to my coins. I watched it again down to 1,200. Now we're back up. Yeah, I mean, so I'm not sure which coin you're talking about, but listen, history doesn't repeat, it does rhyme, and it's very similar. Like when you look at patterns, right? You can see certain things. Of course, you're going to see a flat pattern like this. This is one of the reasons why I don't use a log chart. Sorry, I don't use the non-log chart. So this is a standard chart. I don't use this because this doesn't give you a bigger picture to see everything. Of course, you're seeing, oh, look, we were down here, flat line. What does this tell me? Nothing. It just shows me the low here. And then we say, oh, we were down here. No, guys, we don't want to see that. We want to see how has it been performing over time. Has it been flat? No, it hasn't. It's been on a curve. It's been on an ultimate curve, right? And I'll show you my longest charts that I've had on this channel. And I've even asked people to frame it, right? So number one, longest chart I've ever had was this one, right? And I do keep it here. I'll show you this chart, right? Let me get the drawing back up. This is one of my longest chart I've had on this channel, and I've talked about this, and I said, look guys, frame this. Every line here is relevant on the way up and on the way down. Every line is relevant, right? So this is what this is, and that you can see how every line plays out to be relevant, right? You know, how we can expect pumps and dump. And this is not a line, this is not a chart that I did 5 weeks ago, guys. This is not a chart that I did 5 months ago. I did this chart about 9 months ago. These numbers, you know, 6-7 months ago, we had these numbers there. Every line, every price was already done there. And I said it's very relevant because these lines have some relevancy to do with maths. These was all maths. And if you look carefully, I mean, look at today, for example, we got the dip. Where are we finding support? Do you know what I mean? And this, you don't make this up. Where are we getting rejected just before this? Where do we have to go? We have to go to 54 in order to go and battle with 55. It's all there. It's always been there, right? You know, when we talk about another chart, for example, the BLX, right? Again, I've been telling people, I said, guys, calm down, because end of the day, there's a lot more that is going on that you don't see. So I think Matt will like this, right? Matt will like this. So this is the chart that I do have, and I talked about this red line, right? How we're below this red line, right? And we need to get above this red line to be bullish, right? We've talked about this. You know, so we are going to get there. And I've talked about how basically this particular level here, one second, let me sort this out. So this blue line here is our, you know, trend line, and how we basically popped down here a little bit and we're back above the trend line. And you can see we're holding that trend line, right? But then there's more, because months ago, right, before this date, we predicted, and we did a prediction on this channel based on maths and previous history. We said that we can expect a dump to be over on the 19th of July. And I didn't change it. So what did we do? We did the dump was over on the 20th. So I was late by 1 day. Number one fact. Number two, and you can see, you can go back a few months, a few weeks to months actually, because we did it before July. So definitely a few months, right? And then I said, expect the reversal. So the market to continue above around this line. So if we don't reverse, we're going to have a dump, right? But we're still expecting this by October. I'm not changing this. I'm not one of those guys that comes on and changes his chart and shows you a blank chart and says, oh guys, this is what we expect. This is what we're going. No, it's definite. It's fixed, right? It's fixed. My charts are fixed, right? What I mean by that, every single drawing I've ever done is still here, right? They're never going to go. You see what I mean? Every single drawing is still here. They're never going to go. We talked about the Elliott wave theory, right? And you're going to be shocked to see this, right? We talked about this weeks ago, if not months ago, because there was a conversation about Elliott wave, right? And now I can actually adjust this. And what did we do? We drew a line here and we said we're going to find resistance here. And what was the Elliott wave telling us? Elliott wave's telling us at that time, mathematically, it was telling us we should have had a bounce here and have a correction. We're here and we just had a correction. How far did our correction? It was supposed to, worst case scenario, bring us back down here. Well, currently it took us here. Did we form our Elliott wave? Yes, we did. Can we continue to form this, right? If we don't have any more lows, and this was the low, that is the next leg of Elliott wave. Do you know what I mean? See, Elliott wave 1, 2, and I talked about how we're currently entering the wave 2 and wave 3 still remaining. Well, this is what it does. And this was all based on maths, right? We'd use the Fibonacci's to do this maths. Do you know what I mean? So that's where we are. We can adjust this and we can say this is where we are, and all the charts are still here. Never change them, you know. So yeah, I mean, I've got loads and loads. Look, I did scribbles are still there, right? At some point we were talking around here, and this was way back in the days, right, when we were in some other levels, we were talking about this, right? Every chart is still here. Look, we were talking about this. This is a yellow thing, one of our very old charts when we were down here. We were looking at this chart we were using as a blank. Still here. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, just wanted to show you guys that it doesn't matter which chart it is. My charts don't change. It's always going to be the same chart. You know, whether we're looking at the dominance, whether we're looking at anything, it's always the same chart. Always the same chart, right? You know, the drawings are fixed there. That's the only time I actually save them, when I fix them. And so when we do predictions or whatever, we know that ultimately it's all going to be there. Is Elliott coming up? Well, look, Elliott wave is a very advanced indicator, and I've been you know, open about the fact that I'm not an advanced Elliott wave trader. However, I do understand my Elliott wave patterns, and Elliott wave patterns usually if you combine it with Fibonacci's, they're very easy to work with, right? So for example, let me give you a good example. So if we were to say this is our this is kind of an Elliott wave, right, and this is technically an Elliott wave as well, right? And I'll show you how this works, right? So this is insane what you're about to see, you know. So let's get ourselves a nice little live little Elliott wave theory here. So currently we're here and we want to use an Elliott wave. We want to say, okay, we know that this is played ABC, right? Or ABCD is played. So we use this and we say, well, where is our, you know, when we look at the thing, remember the corrections are usually like 50%, right? So we can use this as a worst case scenario, or sometimes we can be kind. But we also use the Elliott wave theory, knowing that Elliott wave 1 is the long wave. So we'll get this, and I'll show you. Hold on, give me a second. Let me get the Elliott wave here. Let me see if it's here. Let's get this. This will be interesting. You're gonna love this one when you see this one. So let's use this, right? Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So based on the Elliott wave theory, right? Watch trailers reality. Awesome, bro. You know, there are definitely really good Elliott wave guys out there. I follow some myself, but ultimately the basics are very simple and there's no right or wrong. I'll give you a good example. Every one of these waves that we have here is an Elliott wave, right? Because Elliott wave has a pattern within a pattern, and sometimes it could have 6, 7 different patterns in there. But when we use the greater patterns, we can just use this and say, okay, we can use an 1, 2, 3 or ABCD, right? Sorry, ABC pattern, or we can use an ABCDE pattern, or we can use the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I usually use the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a lot more basic, and it does work for me. So what I've noticed is we do an ABC correction. So for example, let me get rid of this indicator for a second. Give me a second. Let me just draw this for you. So what we'll have is like an ABC pattern. So like an A, B, C pattern, right? We have this, right? And we know how the ABC works. Once we have this pattern, then we jump onto the Elliott wave and we see a 1, 2, sorry, hold on, 1, 2, you know, 3, and 3 is a lot powerful, 4, 5, and now we can start adjusting them. So let me just adjust this a little bit, right? Let me adjust this for you. So what you'll understand is how it works. So you take the total, right? Say we can take this total area here and we can say, well, what happens when we correct? So remember we drew that Fibonacci earlier on, so we can correct up to this level. So we take all of this and we say, okay, Fibonacci, we can correct up to here. Ultimately the 1618 would be the best level. So let me get rid of this again and let me draw it again for you, so you'll understand what I'm trying to say here and how it works, right? Because and let me also get rid of this as well. Give me a second. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. All right, so how Elliott wave works, right? So you take this area, that's it, that's all we've got. We just got the body, that's all we need, just the body, nothing more, right? And we take this and we look for the 618 level. So this is our, so here, this is what we've got. So we've got our pump, we've got our dump, and then we're going to have our pump. And usually our pump, this particular one, is usually far more powerful than other pumps, right? So what we do then is we take this and we measure, right? I'll show you this, right? This is really, really crazy. So you know this Fibonacci, so it's very simple. Hold on, let me do this here for you, because all we have to do is activate Fibonacci. 216, 316, where is it? Where's the 316 gone? Oh, 316 and the 416. 1 second. I'll show you. This is insane, right? And it's all based on maths, nothing more, right? So that's what we do. We activate this, right? We've activated all of this. This is where we are. Happy days, right? And let's try and move this over, because this is going to be lengthy, right? So when we look at this, it's definitely going to be lengthy. Also, let's bring it here, right? Because we've got a lot of data we need to process. So let's get into this. Let's find our level 1. All right, so here we are. Let's use this. This is just pure maths, guys. What you're about to see is pure maths, right? When it's all based on maths, right? How this works. So you see your dump comes up to this 0618 level, all right? Then the next one you want to put your line. Next line you want to put on is the 216, right? 216, and your correction point is the 618. The next one you want to put is the 316, all right? That's all you're doing. And your next correction level, right, would be down here. So your wave 1, right, or A, starts here. But the rule is very simple. Wave 3 has to be the longest. Does that make any sense to you? Wave 3 has to be the longest. So I know it's a bit messy, but I hope you understand, right? So you do your wave 1, which is long. Wave 2, small correction, right? 20, 30%, anything, doesn't matter. Then you have another pump. Then you have another dump. And then you have another pump. So you see how this pattern works out every single time. And it can lead us up again. So then obviously we can have an ABC. We can expect the ABC correction, right? And ABC corrections pretty much do the same thing, right? And if we did take that, and I'll just show it to you here, for example. So take an ABCD pattern, right? So if we did come here, the number one thing we would see is massive, back down to the 16 level. So we'll go down really bad, really fast, right? And then we'll come back to this level here, which is the 216. We'll come back here just for a little bounce. And then we'll come back down even further, right, to the next Fibonacci level, which would be, let me find it. It's not even showing actually. Okay, no, so there it is, my bad. So here, right, we'll come back here, and that's how we know we've just had our ABCD. Right, so we have these power moves, right, that bring us down. As long as the momentum is up though, then we can still repeat this, and now we can basically come back here and repeat this whole pattern all over again, continue. Do you know what I mean? So that's how it works. You just have to do it mathematically. That's how I do it, and it works for me so far. But the advanced level, I mean, these guys are insane. They can use ABCD 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 and continue with it, and it's just insane amount of patterns inside there, which I basically I'm afraid of doing, and I'll show you what I mean. Right, let's do this. I'll show you. This is insane amount of patterns. So let's find a good one. Let's find, you're gonna love it what I'm trying to show to you. So this is a good one, right? Let's have a look at this one, right? Elliott waves are insane. All right, I'll leave this for now. This is obviously someone's video, but look, if you look at this, you can have 1 2 3 4 5, and then have your ABC, and then have these power moves. So move within a move, cycle within a cycle. It's just insanity, right? And that's what confuses me. So I kind of stay away from it. Honestly, I just stay away from it because it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm like, okay, I can't do this. But when I do the maths with my Fibonacci, because I'm a massive Fibonacci fan, right? I've noticed that the maths doesn't lie. Fibonacci is a brilliant way of actually finding your levels. So that's how it works. And also, for example, if you did do let's go back to that chart and let's do one other pattern, right? So I'll show you this. This is insane as well, right? So let's clear all of this, and I'll show you one other pattern. Let's reduce this as well. I don't need this. Let's reduce this, right? And I'll show you one other pattern. You're going to love this pattern as well, right? So we can take Fibonacci's. So say, for example, market's moving upwards. So we're going to do 2 here. We're going to do, and this is like, I'm doing a lesson here. What the hell, guys? Right, let's just use this, right? Sorry, not this. What am I doing? Let's just use this, right? So let's just use this data here. Sorry, my bad. So we're going to use this data and we're going to say, right, that's what we've done, right? And what you'll notice is how this Elliott wave actually, so obviously it's a longer time. Actually, no, this is not the best area to put it on. I think this would be a better area to actually show you this particular data, which is insane, right? You know, I'm telling you, this is on another level stuff, right? This is on another level. So when you use maths to do these Elliott patterns, right, it's so simple, so easy, that it starts to freak you out, right? So I'll show you what I mean, right? So this is our level 1. So we come here, right, and we're seeing this. And remember, we've got the trend line here as well, right? And you can see how we're basically breaking through this. And if we did, then we do this. And we broke through this. Okay, fine. We broke through a whole bunch of Fibonacci's. Excuse me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to quickly just do something. Because I've got a call from some customers. Gotcha, guys. I'm back. Right. Yeah, sorry. Just a reservation, nothing more. Right. So where are we? We were at the pattern, right? So let's draw this pattern. So what you see is obviously when the Fibonacci failed, it went all the way down, right? And this is our ABCD correction. So you can see your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fine, no problem. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then what we're doing here is we're doing our new one. We're doing, say, for example, we're doing ABC. We're doing A, B, C, you know, D correction. We just call it a D, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. Or we can even bring it down here. It doesn't matter. So we've had this, right? One thing you'll notice is how these fibs work, right? We seem to want to respect this. And or normally, if you want to see these mini trend lines, right, what you want to do is you want to go into these levels here. And what you'll find is how these fib lines actually work as support and resistance, right? So for example, sometimes we can use these to actually do buy orders. So for example, here you can see that we've had a dump, right? And then we've had a pump, and then we had this, which is a double bottom, because we've had a bottom here, and this is like what I call a W pattern. And when we have a W pattern, as long as we can break above the neckline, we're fine. So remember what I told you earlier on, that if we break above, we come down and we do this, that's when I'm going to open my trade, when I'm here, because that's the confirmation, and this is the pattern you see, right? Same again applies, right? So you come here and you can see you came down, that's fine. This is now the neckline, this is now the neckline. So if we're above here, we shoot up. Happy days. That's what we're looking to break above, right? So we know this is now our support, this is now our resistance. And when we fail, and we did, right, so we'll come down here, that's fine. We failed. But did we hold the support? Yes, because remember, this is now our long time support area. So we held this as support. And then we do the same thing, hold support, same thing, hold support. That's the whole idea. That's how trading works. And of course, you can find many other patterns like this as well. You know, head and shoulders, this, that, whatever. So many different patterns, right? You know, some people like to use many time frames as head and shoulders. On this channel, though, one thing, I know, guys, we're kind of off subject, but I think it's really important, right? On this channel, one of the facts that you find is I always talk about how the longer the data, stronger the data, right? That's a fact that I'm not going to give up on, right? So the longer the time we spend getting data, the stronger that data is, you know. So if someone was going to ask me, you know, over time, how bullish are we, or how likely are we? And this is going to be crazy, right? I'm about to say something that, you know, could bite me back in the arse later on, right? But it doesn't matter, right? If somebody asks me and says to me, dude, right, or Sham, whatever you want to call me, right? You say, well, how likely are we to still continue this bull run, or are we even possible to break above, right, and hit those targets? Well, yeah, we are. Because remember what I always tell you guys, right? A wick only tells you a story, nothing more. The fact is something else. And here you can see what the fact is. The wick was the story. The story was story of the town, story of everything, every single market cap, every story that you've ever had. Oh, look, this was the all-time high. That's the story. What's the fact? The fact is this body, the closing candle. That was the fact. And the closing candle body was 3,931. That was the fact. Did we go and resist there? Yes, we did. So what did this show us? We had a fight bang on the dot on the actual previous all-time high, the real all-time high, the body, the fact. That's where we had the resistance. So now that we've had a resistance there, what does this indicate to me? Guys, it's not over. This battle's not over. This was only a first test. This was only a first weekly test, right?
And then we've got to look at other levels as well, other facts, right? So now I'm going to give you one other fact as well. And I'm going to look at this particular level here. And I'm going to say, okay, this was a nice little resistance and a support for the bears. So the bears found support, bulls found resistance here. What do we have to do? Well, we have to protect this line here. Do you know what I mean? We have to protect this line here. We have to stay above this. So whatever happens, if this weekly candle that we have doesn't go below this level, we're still fine. If this goes below, of course, we're going to be worried. We might come down again. We've got the potential. The probabilities are increasing. We come down. But as long as we're above here, the probabilities are high for us to still continue up. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is. We're looking at probabilities, right? You know, even here, for example, on a weekly, right? Look at this, right? Where are we? We're bouncing on this line. Remember, this is a critical line. We're bouncing on this. And it is the market leader. Remember this. There's $900 billion plus, you know, invested in it. So when everyone's going to get wrecked, it's going to be because of BTC, you know, and if everyone's going to make money, it's going to be because of BTC. Do you know what I mean? Look, almost $900 billion. So you've got to understand this, right? It's coming, you know, and ultimately, this is where it is. One thing I am concerned about, though, is that we did create a lower low. That's not right. But then again, what I'm being really positive here. I'm saying, okay, let me just be positive. Screw all of that. I'm going to pump in as much money as possible. 7 p.m. money's coming in. All right, we need to hold this line. And can we pump it up? If at 7 p.m. we can pump in a few $100 billion into this, right? And it's coming. Trust me, other people are ready for this as well. It's everywhere. It's all over the internet now. It's viral. If we can pump it in, then we can create this higher low. We're fine. But then again, we've got 5 days and 7 hours still remaining for us to complete this whole cycle, this whole week, you know. So let's see where we go from there. So far, so good. You know, let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. But yeah, this was the second time in my life, in my crypto life, that I FOMO'd into something. Because I never FOMO into anything. I'll be honest with you. Very calm, very patient. I know my buy zones. I know my sell zone. I plan for it. But wow. Yeah, it's just been wild. So guys, is there any coins you guys want to talk about? Any other stuff you want to talk about? You know, I think I've bloody given you a whole bloody lesson here, right? A whole bloody lesson here. What the hell? Do you know what? Done a whole lesson here. My God. Who's watching the show? Who's here? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And remember, guys, every stream that I do, all I'm intending to do is help one person. That's all I'm intending to do. And also, my streams are quite unique because even though I do TA, even though I do data analysis, even though we talk about all sorts of other cryptocurrency, this is a journey. This channel is a journey. It's more like a vlog. It's more like, okay, what did I do? You know, what have I done? And now I'm trying to get you guys to say, well, what have you done? Or what do you want to do? You know, what do you want to talk about? That's what it is, right? And I'm open to any subject. It doesn't matter. We can talk about anything on the stream, right? I don't think there's any restrictions. But yeah, wow. What a day, huh? What a day. So yeah, I mean, if you have something you want to talk about, let me know. And we'll continue. If not, then I'm gonna basically get off the stream and see what happens. So yeah, let's see. I'm looking at these lower time frames. Okay, not bad. Let's have a look at the 15 minutes. Okay. You know what? Looking at the 15 minutes gives me a picture that you know, we are creating higher highs and slightly higher lows. I mean, apart from this one, so which is okay. The trend is still moving up. Question now becomes, when do we break above? You know what I mean? What have we just done? You know. So this is going to be crazy, but let's do this. Actually, no, I can't do this because I didn't do the maths. Give me a second. Let me do some maths, right? So we're going to do something on a maths. We're going to do something insane. We're going to use all of this data to do something for us, right? So what we do here is we're going to do some maths, nothing else, just pure maths, right? And we're going to take a triangle and we're going to put it here on this candle. We're going to bring it to this level here, and then we're going to bring it back to this level here until we can complete our triangle. That's all we need. So based on this triangle, we can actually see what's going to happen. This is crazy, right? This is a 15-minute triangle, which is not the best thing to do, but I just want to do it. I just feel like it. So if we break out of this candle, right? And so far, if we're following this trend line, I think we're approximately here. If we do break out of this triangle, we might actually go back to our $53,000 level that we need to, which would be insane and which would be awesome. Definitely would love to see that. However, if we were to actually have a dump and we fall below, then we can actually use the same thing, right? And let me just check this. Hey, why didn't it copy? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Why didn't you copy? Come on. Yeah, there we go. I got it. I copied it, but I forgot to think. So if we do fall below, and we do fall below this particular line here, so this is going to be our median line, and we are coming back into these zones, and the 39 is keep on flashing. So be careful, guys. That's what I'm going to say. Just be careful. We're going to use this data. It's not the right way to do it, but it's one way of doing it. Do you know what I mean? You can actually see exactly what happens. So what we need is a big fuck you candle, literally. What we need is the bears to give us a lovely little candle on the 4 hourly. Actually, I want to check something else. Give me a second. Where's my other chart? Let me check this chart out. Interesting. Very interesting. Where did we get rejected? Here. So this has now become that level that I was talking about. Interesting. So let's have a look at this. Let's see what the 12-hour market is showing us. Interesting. Interesting. So this is on the 12 hours, guys, and we can see that we have this massive traffic zone here. Massive traffic zone here. Yeah, I mean, up to 43 we're okay. So up to 43, massive, bears are in control. Around this time, you can see how bears are in control. But up to 43, that's it. After that, we're back in control, so which is okay, which is quite cool to see. Also, let's have a look at the 8 hourly. I don't like to use the higher time frames because end of the day, when we do use higher time frames, this is usually to do with different countries and different regions of the world. So yeah. Well, yeah, it's been bad. It's been bearish for the last 8 hours, so let's see where it takes us anyway. But trend is your friend until the end. Trend is the friend until the end. And I see something on the 8 hours that I just noticed. Guys, get excited. Look what we just saw on the 8 hours. Boom, RSI. Look at that on the 8 hours RSI. This is awesome. This is the 8 hour RSI flipping back up. That's giving us a bullish indicator. Let's have a look at the 4 hourly. Wow. Okay, look. 4 hourly. Sorry, not 4 hourly. 12 hourly. It didn't flip yet. I'll be honest with you. It didn't, or it kind of flipped, right? But we do have the blue line indicating that it wants to go down. So we could see a further little bit of a dump. But ultimately, the RSI is showing positive on the 12 hours. So I would definitely keep an eye on that. Very important to see. 12 hours looking solid, obviously. And the 4 hours. 4 hours. Yep. 4 hours, as you can see, RSI is flipping, but stochastic RSI hasn't crossed over. So we still got to wait for this red line to come down and eventually balance out with the blue, because this is the leading and this is the lagging. So once we can get that, and then if the blue line flips over, like here, it flips above the red line, then you know that, that we're going bullish again, right? So let's have a look at this. Let's observe this. Other than that, I don't think we need to spend a whole day here, as much as I would love to. But yeah, look. Wow, what a day, guys. What a day. And I want to thank you all for coming to the show, guys. Honestly, it's been awesome. I'm not sure what happened to this guy, RA. I've seen him before on the streams for some reason. I think he's got internet connection, because he shows this and then he just vanishes. I'm not sure who it is. Tamil, you didn't say anything, bro. What's happening? How you doing? You didn't say anything today. Matt, if you're here, I hope you got your info that you wanted. And JB's, yeah, definitely, bro. We'll check you out. What's going on? If you have a YouTube or anything, you can always promote your channels. And remember, guys, I'm on Discord. So if you have any other after the show questions, you can actually talk about it on Discord as well. And I'm happy to go from there. But guys, we've got 10 minutes, 9 minutes remaining. Time for El Salvador buy. So I'm going to stop the stream. I'm not going to talk anymore. I've got to get ready, jump onto the exchange and support El Salvador. move the market, make history, and be part of that history. As long as I'm part of that history, that's all that matters end of the day, right? Today's the day we're going to make that difference. Today's the day we're going to pump, and you never know, the next 9 minutes could actually reverse the entire market. The next 9 minutes could reverse the entire market. So that would be something insane to see. Honestly, it will be something. It will be something, guys. If within the next, within this next candle close, we can actually pump it up, it will be something. It will be something. We're going to be making history. So let's see what happens. And let's see how this day closes. But yeah, shame. We had a great close to last week. And unfortunately, a little bit of a disappointing thing. But then again, we need to make sure we keep our heads on ourselves. Don't drop. Everything should be fine. Stay calm. Stay peaceful. Don't worry too much. Trend is still our friend. Let's see where we go from there. And I've just made a whole mess of my chart, but I'll fix it. Other than that, guys, I hope this was enjoyable. I hope this was informative. And I'm going to catch you on another one very soon. I also have a customer that I've got to attend to. Adios, my amigo.